Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am going to go ahead and be recreating a set that I did see on Instagram. So starting off, I am using my practice hand today. I did already prep the natural nail for the hand. Now I'm going to go ahead and apply the tips. The tips that I'm using for today's video is from the Giovanni Hernandez line. These are his double extra long square tips. Really like them. They're super straight, don't have to do much filing. So as you can see here, I'm just putting a little bit of glue onto the tip and applying that onto the hand. This glue does dry fairly quick, so the process was super fast for me. After this, I'm gonna go ahead and just square off the tip of those nails. As you can see, they are a little jagged, so I'm just gonna go ahead and square that off, as well as make sure that the nail is nice and flush to the natural nail. And here's what they look like. So for my next step, on my pinky finger, I am going to be doing a full glitter nail. So I'll be using these two really pretty purple glitters. One is a little bit more of a fine glitter, and then the other one is more chunky. So as you can see here, I am just picking up a bead of clear acrylic and also dabbing it into the glitter to go ahead and apply it on the nail. So I'll continue to do this until I'm happy with the coverage of the glitter. Once I'm done with that, you'll see that I'll go ahead and apply the chunkier glitter, just a little bit spread out over the nail. And then I'll also go back in with the smaller glitter, just a very thin layer to go over top of the chunky glitter. Like that, it looks a little bit more blended and it doesn't look like the chunky glitter was just mixed on top. For the ring finger, I'm going to be doing a marble design, and I'm going to do it with my Milky white acrylic from Nail Supply Glamour and some clear acrylic. So I'll just dab a little bit of clear acrylic on the nail, and then I'll apply a little bit of the Milky white on top of that wet bead, and then I'll just kind of swirl it to create that marble look. I'll do this until the nail is covered. After this, I'm going to go ahead and be applying some dried flowers, so I'll be back for that step. And guys, I just wanted to mention, when you're doing the marble design with acrylic, you want to make sure that you're working with pretty wet beads, like that it's easier for you to kind of swirl the colors around and create the design. If it's a drier bead, it'll dry too fast and it'll just look a hot mess. But once you're content with how your marble looks, you can go ahead and apply the flowers. So I'll be using these really pretty kind of pink purpley ones. So I applied a little small bead of acrylic onto the nail, of clear acrylic on the nail, and then I applied the flower on top. Once I'm okay with that one, I'll go ahead and apply the second flower, which is going to be a little bit below it. Again, putting a little bit of clear acrylic on the nail and then applying the nail on the flower on over top so that it can kind of dry in place. Once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and do some gold flakes, just kind of scattered all over the nail as well. Just thought it would give it a little extra pop. So just applying those gold flakes randomly on the nail. For my middle finger, I am using my not polished acrylic. The name of this color is Nude Panther. Absolutely love this nude. It is one of my favorites. The acrylic is also super easy to work with. I absolutely love not polished acrylic. Again, it works pretty well with my Glam and Glitz monomer, so I'm sure that it will work fine with any other monitor that you might use. But again, just applying this over the entire nail, just working the product, making sure that everything is on nice and even. For my cuticle bead, just placing the bead a little bit under the cuticle area, making sure that I'm holding the finger down in a downward position, making sure that that acrylic isn't flooding the cuticle area, as this will cause lifting. For my ring finger, I am going to go ahead and be using my So Me Acrylics powder. This is the color Ada, I believe it's called. I love this purple. I just love how vibrant it is. It's not bright, but it's also not too dark. I don't know, it's just like the perfect shade in my opinion, and I thought that it went perfectly with the glitter. So I'm gonna be doing an ombre for this nail. So starting off, I am just picking up small beads of the purple, placing that about 3/4 of the nail. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up a little bit past where the tip meets the natural nail, so that I can go ahead and blend this effortlessly. For the nude part, I am going to be using Nude Panther again from Not Polish. And if you're struggling with creating an ombre with acrylic, my best advice to you is to use a little bit wetter beads. This will help you guide that product, and just, you know, if you're lightly brushing the color down, it will just go ahead and ombre for you. So just work with, you know, beads that are a little bit more on the wetter side, so that you can easily kind of blend that color down, as you can see me doing here. So, you know, and also work with small beads. You don't want to pick up too much and then have that color overtake your tip color. So again, working with small beads, more on the wet side, and just, you know, taking your time with it. Definitely don't need to rush. Once that's done, I am going to go back and encapsulate these nails. You want to make sure that your design is nice and protected, so that you don't file any of it off when you go ahead and file these nails. So just going ahead, making sure that all of my designs are nice and covered, and making sure that I have a thick enough layer of clear acrylic over top to make sure that I'm not filing into the design. Specifically for this nail, the ring finger, because you have the flowers and, you know, all of that, you want to make sure that you don't foul any of that off. So, you know, making sure I'm really pressing that acrylic into the nail to make sure that it gets into every little groove on that nail. For my ombre nail, I'm not necessarily encapsulating the nude part. I mostly want to make sure that my ombre is protected. You don't want to foul that off. So I'm just making sure that my ombre is protected, and that I have enough clear acrylic on the tip of the nail, the thickness that I want it to be. Because when I used that purple acrylic, I used a very thin layer. You don't need a lot of acrylic when you're using colored acrylic. Because you have to encapsulate it anyways to give it that extra strength that it needs. So I go in with a very thin layer, so when I am encapsulating, I go ahead and add the specific thickness that I want that nail to be. Once that's done, I am going in with my peel and stick hand file and just straightening out the sides, making sure that everything is nice and straight. Going ahead and squaring off that tip one more time. And then I also like to file over top of the nail just because I feel like I have more control with the hand file, and I can really make sure that there aren't any grooves or any lumps on the top of the nail. And you definitely want to make sure that you're paying attention to your client's nails, looking all around, lifting the finger up, looking under the nail, making sure that everything is nice and straight. And there's nothing better than looking at a really clean nail. That's why, as you can see, I'm always moving the finger, looking under, making sure that I'm filing under the nail. Like that, everything is nice and smooth. Next, I am going in with my 5-in-1 bit in a fine grit and going around the cuticle area, just making sure that everything is nice and sealed. Like that, you do avoid as much lifting as possible. After that, I am going to go ahead and just run my drill over the surface of the nail vertically, just making sure that I get rid of any lumps or any grooves that I might have left behind from my hand filing. Next, with my buffer, I'll just be going over the surface of these nails using a good amount of pressure to make sure that I do smooth everything out and make sure that there aren't any lumps or grooves on the nail for when I go to apply my top coat. Taking a lint-free wipe and some alcohol, I am just spraying my hand and the nails and making sure that I get rid of any dust that was left behind from all of the filing. After that, I am going to be applying some rhinestones, and I'll be using these really pretty light and dark purple ones and some iridescent ones. And I'm also going to apply one bigger stone more in the center. I'll be using my Mia Secret rhinestone glue for this. So I'm just applying a little bit of glue on the nail, and then I'll go ahead and start applying the stones. I'll let you watch this process, and then I'll be back for the next step. Once I was content with that, I did decide that I wanted to add 2 stones going down the side of the nail. So that's kind of what you see me doing here. Once the glue is nice and dry, I'm going to go ahead and top coat these nails. I'm going to be doing shiny today. So again, just going over the top of the nail, making sure that everything is nice and covered. And you guys, just look at this nail. I could not even believe the shininess of this top coat. I don't know why I don't use it more often. It is from Profiles Backstage. But man, it's just so shiny, and just look at the glitter come through, and even this, the marble nail, everything just looks so good. So I was definitely very happy with the outcome. That basically concludes today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and were able to learn a lot. If there is any video that you would like for me to post for you guys, definitely leave a comment down below. More than happy to try to make that happen for you. But here's the outcome of these nails. They came out super cute. Really love them. Thank you guys again so much for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.